Hello everyone and welcome to Rasha Podcast. This podcast is made for you who want to learn how to take care of your health and also for other subjects. I will answer to your questions that I get on Instagram and YouTube. And remember, Rasha Podcast doesn't substitute a professional medical advice. Hello everyone and welcome again to this new episode of Rasha Podcast. I'm your host Rasha Bia. Today's subject will be about one type of fats that our body needs. I will be talking about the two omegas, omega-3 and omega-6. Omegas are polyunsaturated fats. The body cannot make them and we really have to get them from food. So we consider them like essential fats. Omegas are really necessary for many physiological reactions like for our cell membrane, for our heart and hormones, neurons, for inflammations, and also for our immune system. I will talk a little bit of how many omega-3s we have, but not like gonna give the detailed chemical name. Like I really don't have them in mind, but I have the abbreviations. So you have ALA, we call it LA, we have SDA, we have the DPA, the DHA, which is a food for the brain and the heart and the eyes. We have also the EPA, which is same, but also for anti-inflammatory reactions. So we have 5 omega-3, right? The interest into omega-3 and 6 has risen these recent years because of its important roles to enhance your health and also protect it from many diseases. Those fats are found in some they are found in some plants. They are even genetically modified in some to incorporate omegas in them, like the soy. It exists also in salmon, fatty fish in the form of the DHA, EPA, and DHA, right? DPA. The best resources are, of course, marine origins, but they are found also in some plants like chia and flax seeds, canola seeds, in the form of ALA, which is the precursor of the form needed by the body, right? So the body doesn't use directly ALA. It needs to use the DHA, EPA, and the DPA. So the body won't use the ALA directly. Like I said, it needs to be transformed into DHA and EPA in order to be used, right? And I will explain what's the issue with these sources actually, especially the plant sources. There are epidemiologic studies who showed that people who have a diet rich with marine origin foods, like in the north, Greenland, etc., they have less cardiovascular diseases. Until now, scientists are still investigating the role of omega-3 in other diseases like cancer, diabetes, inflammations, and arthritis. So, omega-3 is important to the heart, right? They found that they participate into the productions of necessary chemicals that keep your heart healthy and also your vessels. But the chemicals derived from omega-6 like the prostaglandin, arachidonic acid, are the bad ones actually, and the main reasons behind many inflammations as well. So if we describe how they are digested, the omegas, we must know that their digestion depends a lot on fats that we have in our diet. The reason behind this is that they need pancreatic enzymes. Those pancreatic enzymes increase with fat in the meal in order to be absorbed. And there is a study which has shown that omega-3 benefits in elderly people for the vessels, the heart, and the blood as well. And this is where it gets complex and complicated. Another study showed an increased risk of having type 2 diabetes with the consumption of a lot of omega-3. And another study proved the opposite. So the role of omega-3 remains not clear at 100% for now. And many studies are done, and you can find a study against another one, like for example the role of omega-3 in protections against mental diseases like depression. Therefore, we really cannot confirm or reject the beneficial effects of omega-3, like many other studies are needed. But still, many scientists and professionals insist that omega-3 is really good for our heart health, memory and nervous system, to prevent or reduces diabetes risks, for our immune system since it protects against bacteria and viruses. It reduces triglycerides, and also for your eyes, your metabolic diseases, for your skin health, for your skin. Some advice, some people advise, or scientific or doctors say you need to take 1 gram or 3 grams per day of omega-3. But the problem is with vegetarians and vegans. As I previously mentioned, omega-3 in plants such as flax seeds, chia seeds, they contain ALA, the precursor that I talked about. But the issue is that only 4% of that LA is converted into DHA and EPA. Some other resources even say like there is less than 1% chances to be converted. And the worst is that only 30% of the population will have that converting enzymes. So you see the problem here is that we cannot really know if we're gonna get benefits from it or not. A very important point to mention is that we need to know also the omega-6 and omega-3 ratio. In the Western diet, this ratio is like 15:1, 16:1, which is really high omega-6 comparing to omega-3. And you must know that ideally this ratio should be like 1:1. But unfortunately, like the Western diet and even ours, we don't lie to ourselves. I talked Arabic, sorry guys. The Western diet is very poor nutritionally and it contains a very low omega-3 and have a lot of omega-6. This is unfortunately very dangerous because it will allow many diseases to show up. Of course, long term. I'm not telling them they will show up tomorrow, after tomorrow. This kind of disease show up long term. So one of the diseases you can say you name them, cardiovascular diseases, many inflammations, cancer, and immune diseases. On the other hand, when you have a lot of a low ratio omega-6, omega-3, it will have good effects. And I will tell you some examples. Having a 4:1 ratio, for example, we will have a 70% decrease in death caused by heart disease. If we have a 2.51 ratio, we have a decrease in multiplication of cancer cells in colon cancer. If we have a 2:1 ratio, we will have a decrease in rheumatism, inflammation, etc., etc. So as much as the ratio is low, as much as we're gonna have benefits from it. Unfortunately, we find a huge amount of omega-6 in seed oil, like vegetable oils, where omega-6 is way more than omega-3. Omega-6 is found in corn oil, pumpkin seeds oil, flax oil, canola oil, soybean oil, and cotton seeds oil. And also sunflower oils. And you can know what I'm talking about. Well, I remember also posting comparative pictures on my Instagram stories comparing the amount of omega-6 and omega-3 in each oil types. So that's why I keep telling people, and I keep telling you guys over and over again, be careful of seeds oil, and if you can, please stop them. Another tip I want to share with you, if you have having chia seeds oil or flax seeds oil, they contain a lot of omega-6 to compare to omega-3. I just told you about them, and also they oxidize easily. So if you really want to have them, make sure you have them in a dark bottle and not in transparent bottle. And last but not least, to finish this episode, if you want my opinion about if we should have omega-3 as a supplement or not, I believe we should. I personally have them, especially if we don't have access to marine products. I don't have access to marine products here in the extreme south, literally nothing. But make sure to have a very good quality of supplements. not all supplements are good. Omega-3 is naturally found in fish oil, cod liver oil, sardines, fish, anchovies, and eggs. So you have plenty of choices here. Well guys, this is it for today's episode. I hope you liked it and you really learned something, especially when I talked about the ratio omega-6, omega-3. It's very important to know because it has a huge health issues if you have a very big ratio. If you like the episode, make sure to rate it and also share it with your friends. And remember, as I always said, take care of your health, take care of yourself, and your health is your choice. Bye bye.